Alright, so this is going to be part 2 of our citizens training video for commercial citizens. So there was the first part, and I don't know why that kind of got cut off there. But anyway, we're at the spot where basically we've already set up the basic account. We found out the client needs wind only here. And now we're putting the location information in. Okay, so now I'm basically just filling in information from the application. Citizens is pretty good because it will go ahead and pull through like all of the salient, like all the important information of the address info. So down here, Phil, I want you to even see this where it says property information. You want to click retrieve, and then it'll kind of fill in all this info over here. Okay, and you can already see it already is saying that wind is acceptable based on the address, right? So that's a good sign. So we're going to click accept return address. Okay, and then location, contact. Remember, we'd already had to put a contact in, but Citizens even has it by location. So now I'm just putting the existing person we'd already had in. And I guess if you had a big schedule and you had multiple people and all that. Is there a flood policy in effect? No. Okay, and then I'll click OK. Okay. So now we have the shopping center in here. Now we're kicking with gas. Now we click add structure, and now we add the building. Okay. Again, I'm just going to put shopping center. Now building type here, we'll just put commercial building. Total square footage, again, we're just literally getting this off of the, the application, or obviously you can always go to property appraiser. So total square footage is 89, 58. Number of stories 1. Number of units, I'll put 5. Applicant, okay, is the building owner. The group construction. So the construction here is joisted masonry. We're sure it's joisted masonry. Yeah, it's built in 1960. That's probably pretty right. So 1960. Okay, and then I don't think there's anything else here to fill out. We'll go to coverages. We'll click coverages here, and coverage before we had 1,065,000. Now here's the big thing. With Citizens Commercial, they need a replacement cost. I'm sorry, they need an appraisal.
Right.
So that's big. So we can quote this for now, okay? And we can put cost estimator for now. But for them to actually finalize and bind the coverage, they need an actual appraisal. And that's, a lot of people, that's very hard or they don't want to do. They need an insurance appraisal. I don't think there's a mortgage on this.
Yeah, there's a lender.
There is?
Roll up, there was passed.
And there is a lender. So that's big. And the challenge again here is, it's kind of good for us because it's going to require the client to have wind, right? So anytime the bank's got collateral interest, they're going to want wind coverage. So I just searched for the bank, which was Seacoast, and I can find the one here in Maitland, Florida, so I'll click that. We'll click OK. Okay, missing field, and I'm just going to put first mortgage. Click OK, contract. Okay, this is probably the loan number, and we'll just put TBA. Okay. And then we'll click OK. Okay, now it's saying that some of the units and occupancy is not equal. The units, blah, blah, blah. This is square footage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the system is pretty good about giving you errors. So I've got to go back now and figure out, okay, where are those errors coming in? So maybe we'll put 4 units. You know what it is? I know exactly what it is. And it's hard to see because it's the very, very, very bottom of the page. We have to add occupancy here. This is where it gets a little more, just a little more tricky. Yeah. So I'll put in Lester's risk. See if that. I forget how they have it classified. Go back here to see where the full occupancy is. Okay. So this is kind of where it's going to show me all the occupancies, right? So basically that was the issue that the system was telling us there. It was like, hey, you've got a location, but you don't have the occupancy, right? So I'm just going to kind of scale through here instead of typing. And again, I know this is kind of frustrating, but I'm going to try and find, and what is the occupancy? I forget we saw.
I have it at home.
Yeah, I must have.
Simon Shop.
Right, fill this out in the email. So, real estate, home office, furniture consignment, interior decorator. So yeah, I mean, this is your pretty standard commercial strip center. So, maybe there's something for real estate. Let's just type that. Instead of going through all of these. Alright. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like, with citizens, they're pretty mercantile, not otherwise classified. Okay. Frankly, I may put it as that. Mercantile, not otherwise classified, low susceptibility. Works for me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see that. Okay. And now, so now we've got that in there. Now let's see if this lets us go forward, or if it's going to give us errors. So this is basically saying the maximum coverage they can get is $1 million.
That's for business personal property.
No, it says maximum building and or business personal property.
Wow.
And those are probably some guidelines down in South Florida even. So, look, this is what it is, people. Now frankly, this is probably a great example because he's not too far off from what it would actually be. Okay. Prior policies, add. Let's see if this comes up. Seriously, how many times is that coming up? So we'll just put in the prior info. Okay, have they had prior losses, do we know?
No, they haven't had it.
Okay, so we'll put none. Okay. Now we're going to click next. And I think we may be close to getting missing required windstorm protective device. Section of primary roof covering. Okay, so buildings and locations. So I'm going to click the buildings and locations. I'm going to clear this. I'm going to click on the shopping center here under the building, and there must be a spot that I missed for windstorm here, so I'm just going to put none, and then the building is here. I'm going to put, the building, the material.
No, I would Google the picture.
Yeah, so Phyllis is making a point. We're just going to Google a picture of it right now to kind of see what comes up. 901. I've got to leave in a few minutes to go see my kiddos at lunch. Okay. So let's see here. So this is the building. I mean, that looks pretty clearly shingle roof, no doubt. So that's a nice place. Okay, so we're just going to put shingle roof, shingle. Okay, now we say a prayer, Hail Mary, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, whatever your prayers are, and we say, okay, please give us a premium estimate. And, survey says, look at that.
Whoa.
So we got that. Yes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to print this. So now we at least have a quote. Again, we are still very far from getting this over the finish line, but now at least we have something where we can actually go to the client with and say, hey, here's the deal, here's what we can do, here's your options. Do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? Yes, no, maybe so. So I'm going to go under here. Again, I recommend saving stuff in SharePoint.
What happened to Skiff Harbor?
A lot of stuff. So Gulfstream. Do we not have Gulfstream in here? Maybe not. So I'm going to add a new file for Gulfstream. I'm going to stop the video now at this point. So that's how you do Citizens Commercial. Any problems, come find me. Dream big, make it happen. Have fun and cook.